Hello and welcome to another Roston video where today I'm going to be talking about getting started with your DSLR. So first of all, we need to get the lens attached. So you want to be removing your cap from your camera and from the back of your lens. Then we want to look at how you insert your CF card. So on my particular camera, the Canon 40D, we have a door on the side of the camera. You slide that back. You slide your CF card in, noting the direction, because the wrong direction could cause damage to your camera, and also be gentle pushing it in because the pins in the bottom which line up with the bottom of the CF card can get damaged if you're not careful. So that's in terms of your CF card ready to go. Then inserting your battery, your source of power, you can see you just open the door, slide it in the correct way, and there you're powered up, and simple as that. So for the first time booting your camera, you want to go through and set up all of your settings. So the first one I suggest doing is setting your camera to take raw images. Raw images help you get more of the dynamic range out of your camera, and it also gives you more functions when you come back to edit your photos back at home. And the next drawer you can go through on the same page, you got your red eye, whether the beep's going to be on or not, the review time, which you can see I leave off. If we go over to the next page, we can see this is where we set our custom white balance, set the white balance shift, colour space, picture style. I use the neutral style for a flat image, so no contrasts added by the camera or any other sort of brightness adjustments that the camera will do. It's just a flat image straight out of the camera. Then again over to the next page, this is where you can find your your functions for the pictures on your CF card, such as protect, rotate, erase images, and etc. And then on the next page there are options for your focusing system mostly, and then again on the next page there's some more settings including auto power up, file numbering, the auto rotate, what the info button on the camera does, and to format the card. Then again over to the next page, we let you change your LCD brightness, your date and time, the video system for when you're outputting to TV, the sensor cleaning, live view functions, and flash controls. And yeah, that is certainly a busy page. The live view options, they allow you to adjust what you get when you use your live view. The next page are some more options, including all the resets to reset all the settings within the camera in case you mess something up and you're not happy about it. And then on here you can see you have the option for how the camera takes your pictures, some exposure settings, etc down there. And then the last page includes custom settings which you choose for quick access. If you want quick access to certain settings, you don't have to fiddle through all the menus in the settings. I'm now going to move on and talk about setting the camera during your shoot. This is going to be the most basic cut down way, so if you're just starting this should be pretty simple for you. So I'll start with the AF points, which are selected by pressing the top right button on my camera, and then if you look through the viewfinder you see a bunch of red dots light up. Then you use the dial on the back of the camera to select which place you want it to autofocus. When all the lights are lit up, that means that the focus system will choose where it will take the picture. So for most shooters you just want to leave it on that particular mode. And then I'm now going to go through some more of the more photo-y aspects. So we'll start with the ISO, which you press this top button on the top, then use the scroll wheel here to change your ISO. The ISO is how sensitive the sensor inside the DSLR is. A high ISO will give you quite a lot of noise in the image, so low ISOs will give you a better quality image. Then again in that same setting is the exposure compensation. If you can't get the right combination of ISO, shutter and aperture, you can use this to slightly tone down or lighten up your images. And then after that, using the next button, we can find the adjustment for our white balance. You want to set your white balance usually to outdoor, well whether you're in outdoor or indoor, or you can just leave it on auto and the camera will select what the white balance should be. And then also in that same button function is to change the autofocus system type. The shutter speed, which is set with this top wheel again, is how long the shutter is open for. So a fast shutter lets in less light and a slower shutter lets in more light. But handheld photos with a long shutter can be quite shaky because you can't obviously with your hands hold the camera still, so you will probably have to either bump up your ISO or lower your aperture. Moving on with that is onto the aperture here, which on my camera is set with the back dial. The aperture is how open the lens is. We can see there the aperture blades. This allows you to adjust how much or how little light is let into the lens. A smaller f-stop means more light is being let in, and a larger f-stop means less light being let in. And also with a lower f-stop you get those nice blurry backgrounds. If you want more in focus, you'd have to use a larger aperture, which would then let in less light. Just to sum all that up, to correctly expose your image, you need to balance your ISO, your shutter and your aperture to get that perfect balance for the correctly exposed image. Many cameras now have light meter bars at the bottom of the screen when you look through your viewfinder, so you should be able to use that to help you set those three appropriately. So that's pretty much it, how to get set up with your camera for your first time and setting up in full manual modes. Before I finish here, I'd like to quickly note that these settings mostly apply to the Canon 40D. They'll also be very similar on a 30D, 20D, and going up to the 50D, the 60D and the 70D. The buttons will be in a very similar location to as I've spoken about, but on other cameras these buttons will be found in different locations. They'll still do the same thing, but they should be found somewhere else. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment if you've got any more questions, and check in for my next video.